Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be showing you how I made this jacket, so stay tuned. So I'm starting off with my leather jacket that got torn. If you have a leather jacket, you know that sometimes if you put too much strain on one area, it gets torn, and mine is torn at the shoulder because of carrying heavy bags on one side most of the time. So you're going to need a needle and thread, a pair of scissors, pins, sewing pins or whichever pins you have, and then I'm going to be using this top that I got as a present, but I don't really like how the front is all busy. I like really simple tops, but I want to put these flowers onto the torn part so that it's like a 3D effect, if you get what I mean. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to be doing for this video. So now the first thing I'm going to do here is cut the flowers from the top and just cut them in the shapes that they are. So like for this one, I'm going to cut them out one by one, and I'm going to, for the parts that are overlapping, I'll just cut round. Like the way I'm doing it here, these two overlap, so I'm just cutting the first one round so that the second one is curved at the tip as well. As much as it won't be full like the first one, it's still not going to be deformed. Instead of cutting straight, you cut round so that it maintains the shape. And I'm just going to do the same for the rest of the flowers all the way around. So once I've cut out all the flowers, these are now my pieces. For these first three, you can see that the middle is popping out, which gives it a better 3D effect, as is the same with these two. The only difference is the shape, but both designs give the 3D effect that I like. The rest don't have the middle flower, but they're still thicker than the jacket, so it gives that 3D effect as well, which is the main thing I'm going for with this jacket, since I'm not able to paint over the torn parts. So yeah, those are the pieces I have. So the next thing I'm going to do now is pin my pieces, or rather, sorry, I'm going to arrange my pieces, or rather my flowers, the way I want them to appear on the jacket once I'm done sewing. So I'm just going to place them into the position that I'd like them to be in, and then we'll do the next step after that. So now I'm going to pin them down so that when I start sewing they don't move around or fall down. So I'm going to pin them down, and that will make it easier for me when I'm sewing them into place. Ideally, with all sewing projects, it's best to pin things down so that they don't move around, especially if you want them in a specific position, like is the case with this jacket. I want these flowers to stay in the positions that I've put them, so if I don't pin them down and they move around, I'll have to start arranging them all over again. So to avoid that, I just pin them down immediately so that when I start sewing, they stay in place until I finish, then I can remove the pins after sewing them down. So this is after I've pinned them all down, and here I'm showing you how exactly after I pinned them down, I actually had to remove them because I realized that this black fabric was sticking out, and it's not the same shade of black as the jacket, so it looks kind of awkward. So I'm removing the black part. The back has a piece of lace which still keeps the flower intact. At the beginning I thought that the black part is what is keeping the flower intact, but it actually still has lace. So I'm using a seam ripper for the parts that I can't tear off with my hand. So I'm just going to use that to remove the rest of the stitches, and then this is how I pin down the flowers. So I just thought I'd show you guys how exactly I got rid of the black parts so that they're not sticking out when I start sewing. And then I'm just going to pull out the hanging threads, and that's it. The flower is ready. Now I put the jacket on my mannequin to show you how I put the flowers, how I position them, and you can see all the pins because I haven't started sewing yet. Next step, of course, is now to sew them down, and the way I'm doing this is I'm sewing into the spaces. You can see I'm opening up the flower on the fold so that I sew inside the fold, so that when I fold it back up, the stitches are not visible. And I'm just now realizing that I could have used white fabric so that the stitches are completely invisible, but that's okay because the jacket is black, so the black still doesn't affect it. So once I'm done stitching, this is it. They're in place now. I've removed the pins since I'm done sewing them, so they're all in place and they won't move around anymore. And this is the final look. So I'm really happy with how it came out, and I love how pronounced the flowers are because that's something that I really wanted, and I think it looks really good. And even if the tears get any worse because of constantly carrying heavy bags and stuff, it's not going to be visible anymore because of the flower. So I'm really happy about that. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe to my channel for more videos like this, and I'll have a new video up next week. Have a beautiful weekend.